Alright, so let's do something a little newer this time. We're going to do She's So High by Tal Bachman. Now here's a quick run through. Let's start off with the beginning, I guess. Incidentally, there's another video where I covered the guitar solo in its entirety. I started doing the guitar solos separately rather than tacking them onto the end of my my song lessons. Anyways, for this beginning, we're going to be using the third and the fourth string only. So you're just going to be picking one or both of those strings. And the first note is right here on the second fret of the third string, and you're going to play that note actually on its own. Now you should be palm muting the bridge. For those of you that don't know, palm muting means you kind of put your palm, the meat of your palm on there. So instead of gives it more of a staccato sound if you want to get musically technical, I guess. So that's the second fret of the third string. Now you keep that finger there actually all the time, that note there, and you're going to add the fourth fret of the fourth string, and you're going to play those two. From now on, we're going to play those two strings together. So it starts off with this note on its own, and you play those two strings together, fourth and second frets on the second, or the third and fourth strings, and then you play these two frets together, same strings, and then those same two strings together again. You're playing an open fourth string with it this time. This string, the third string on its own again when it repeats. So let's do it slowly. Now to go along with that, there's an accompanying part, and it's up here higher on the neck. So let's shape out that chord for you. Starts on the 9th fret right here, third string. Then you're going to put your pinky on the 10th fret. I'll explain why we're using the pinky there in a minute, of the second string. And then you're putting your first finger on the 7th fret of the first string. And that's your basic chord. You're using the top three strings only. Okay? And now we're going to be using our ring finger to go off and on the 9th fret of the first string, and the pattern is so let's move over here and see if I can get you to see the whole thing. There's another part that goes. Now it starts on the low E string. At least that's the way I play it. You don't really have to put that low E in, but it just sort of helps fill out the pattern, I guess. And it's so we're ending on a D chord. I'm showing you the beginning and the ending here. In the middle, you're sort of doing two notes of a full E chord. So, but we're changing fingers to make things life a little easier. You're going to put your second finger here on the second fret of the fourth string, and your first finger right here on the first fret of the third string. And then you're going to use your ring finger on the second fret of that same string, the third string. Play the notes. I'll just point to the notes as I'm playing them. Starting with the open. may not be too helpful, but and then it goes A, which is barring the second fret of the second, third, and fourth strings, and then a full E chord. Okay, and that takes us to the chorus of the song. Now, anybody that's familiar with bar chords is going to have no problems with this at all. So we're going to start on a B minor. I've seen this as a B minor 7th, which is taking that finger off. I kind of like the B minor better. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. But anyways, you're starting on the 2nd fret. Normally you do your bar chords like this. And what you do is you take these 3 fingers and just move them all down one string. And that gives you a B minor. And you don't play the lowest string for this chord. Okay, then slide it up to a D. Now some of you do your D chords like this. A lot of you may have seen me do this before, but I can't do my D chords like that because I can't fit my fingers into the fret like that. So I do my Ds like this. Okay, and then a regular bar chord, A on the 5th fret. And then an E. Now you have 2 choices here on how to do your E. I like going down to the 1st position E. I think in the song he actually jumps from the A here to an E bar chord up here. And you can, in this case, use the low E, open E string. Whatever sounds better to you, those are the 2 choices. So let's run through that slowly. Those are the 2 ways to do that E that I've shown you. The last time through, you just start with that B minor, and then go to a D. You can do your D in the 1st position this time. Just let it ring, and then go back into them. And that's She's So High by Tal Bachman.